What up? What up? How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Hope everyone's dialed in. We got a lot of bangers cooking up. I got a lot of action for tomorrow coming live soon. We just got a lot going on. What's going on, Kool-Aid? New picture. Wow. Thanksgiving play says Jason. Yeah, we're gonna have Thanksgiving plays. I'm gonna drop those shortly. Looking through some projections right now. By the way, full SoBet card for Thanksgiving will drop tonight. We should have all of it. Rocking the same hat. Hell yeah. Yeah, so full SoBet card for Thanksgiving NFL plays will drop tonight. Good to see you, DA. Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. I'm going through some NFL projections right here on the Twitter stream and the YouTube stream. So we'll get into those a little bit. If people have questions, specific projections they want me to look at and whatnot, we'll get into those as well. Just letting people gather here for a second, and we're gonna get into it. And as always, if you want the full card, it's on SoBet. We're actually doing a Black Friday discount right now. Black Friday discount. Um, so if anyone wants that, shoot me a DM and I'll get you. And I will get you that. I'm actually going to drop this. I'm going to drop this in reply to the Twitter stream right now. What do we want today? So right now we are live. We're on Indiana Moneyline. That game's starting right now. We are on Indiana Moneyline live right now. Snagged Iowa -3 on Sunday. Lines flown to -6. Hey, you love to see that CLV. Impressive stuff. Iowa -3 on Sunday. Lines flown to -6. Beautiful. Sorry, taking a sec. I just want to get all this stuff linked up on my in response to my Twitter. Louisville's up 12-6 on Indiana right now. Listen, if you want to get Indiana live right now, I can. Excuse me. If you want to get on Indiana live right now, I can support that action. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at, Kool-Aid. Yeah, we like Indiana right now. They're down 6. It's early. They've played poorly. 5 turnovers. 5 turnovers to Louisville 0. Don't expect that to continue. I think it's just a sloppy start. I'm actually going to check it out right now, see if I can get some live action on that here. Pipe layer in the house. Good to see. Good to see, bro. So, yeah. If you want the full card, that drops for, I mean, we have the full card up every single day, but tonight drops for Thanksgiving football. Shoot me a DM, I'll get you. I just replied to the Twitter stream with that. All right, we're gonna lock in. Pete's just chill, guys. Is Giants or Cowboys? I like the Giants tomorrow. Top of my head, I'll lock in the final plays tonight. You know, I still got to do a little bit more research before we get into it. So I'm hearing that DeVito might be out tomorrow. He's questionable right now, so we're gonna see about that. I think that helps the Giants. To be honest, I think Drew Lock is a better option for the Giants, so I think that could pay off for them if he ends up being the starter. So there's that to factor in. We also have to pay attention really specifically to one thing I'm going to tell you. This is one of the biggest public days for betting, period. DraftKings, and if DraftKings is doing all the other books are as well, DraftKings had to alter their projections by $250 million because of how much money they lost to the public so far this NFL season. The public's been absolutely dominating. Now, the Lions are 10.5 point favorites. Lions are 10.5 point favorites on that Thursday game. Everybody and their mother is going to be hammering the Lions. It's Thanksgiving. It's the Lions. It's a tradition unlike any other. We're going to have the most public square bettors hammering the Lions tomorrow. And Vegas simply cannot let them win that game. We might see some shady officiating. We might see something weird going on. But the Lions cannot cover 10.5 points. I just don't believe it. What up, Nate Dog? Take an hour, wait for line to change. That's an interesting thought. So I've been thinking at 10.5, I would like to see it. If you can get a good price at 10.5, I would go for it. That's why you do a teaser because they're not losing. Yeah, they're not losing. I think the teasers are valid. We hit pretty big with a teaser on this past Sunday. That was a big spot for us. Yeah, if you had to tease something tomorrow, I would say go with Lions, Giants. You go Lions, Giants, Packers, and you could do a 7-point teaser across the three, and you get it around even. Yeah, I would leave it alone, Khalid. There's no real point in that right now. Do a 6-point teaser along with Bucks, Bills, and Chiefs. Yeah, I mean that's fine too. I'm talking for something you want to see. You want to see it cash. Then I got Indiana and Louisiana Tech parlay right now. Can that hit? Absolutely. I don't know where Louisville Tech is right now, but Indiana I think wins this game. I would take Indiana live right now if you had the option. So I'm totally on board with that, kidda. Um, yeah. Drake May Wednesday. Burrow or Baker this week. What are the matchups? I'm actually looking at projections right now. So if you're on the Twitter stream, if you're on the Twitter stream right now or on the YouTube stream, you'll see my screen. I'm looking at projections. So Baker Mayfield. This is using the Crude Bet Simulator. Baker Mayfield is projected for 267 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, 4.5 rush attempts for 27 yards, and point 0.3 rush TDs. Obviously, point 0.3 means less than one, means probably doesn't, but when you see a 0.29 rush TD, that's more of like a 29% chance of a rush touchdown. So looking at these projections, Burrow's projected for 273, 1.5 passing TDs, and 10 rush yards, 0.04 rushing TD likelihood. Like that never hits. So looking at these projections, Baker has a significantly better fantasy projection. If you check out my Twitter's Pick'em PD. If you check out that, I have a screen up as well. I'm sharing my screen on stream, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, Baker has a much higher. So by the way, I'm looking at projected performances for QBs this week, wide receivers, running backs, etc. So if you have questions specifically about that, we can definitely get into it. If you're looking at player props, this is a great tool for player props. We'll also do some for NBA as well, but just FYI. I'm looking at some of these sets right now. Jamcast reached about took Indiana live, love it. Do I like Ladd over Harrison Jr. this week? Let's take a look at the projections here. All right. Ladd McConkey, what are we getting on his projection? Projected target 6.64, receptions 5, yards 67, TD 0.6. So if you're talking fantasy perspective right now, how do I feel about Dallas this week? Not a good spot for them. Probably going Ridley, Jason. But if I'm looking at projections on McConkey right now, so we're looking at about 6.7. We're looking at 5 receptions. That's 11.7. Half that projected probably like 14. And then what was your other option? Harrison Jr. Yeah, I would probably take McConkey over Harrison Jr. in this spot. But let me just see what the Sim has him at. He's got him for 4 receptions, 55 yards. Same, yeah. So he's projected to do about 4 points lower. So yeah, in terms of Dallas, we liked Dallas last week. We took Dallas. That was our biggest just straight money line hit, plus 575. Took them live when they were down 3-0. Really like Dallas in this spot. Any NFL futures? Yeah, I do. We'll talk about that in a second. But really like Dallas. Really liked Dallas in that spot. It played out perfectly. We love it. I think because of that, there's going to be a lot more public action on the Cowboys. I think the Giants are undervalued because fresh off DeVito doing terrible, all the talk about them, etc. I don't like the over in this game, no. But I'm not taking the under. I just left it alone. I like Indiana to get this win, even though they're down 6 right now. Anyway, I think it's going to be public heavy on the Cowboys after the way last week went for both teams, and I think the Giants are in a better spot. I think if Drew Lock starts this game, which he very well might, because DeVito is questionable to start, which may be real because of an injury, or it may just be a nice way of benching him. Anyway, I think if that's the case, we profited again on highlight, Gary. I think if that's the case, then sorry, just tuning in. If that's the case, then I really like the Giants in that spot. The Giant because the Cowboys' pass defense is terrible. I know Parsons is back and it's gotten better, but the Cowboys' pass defense is terrible. Drew Lock is not good, but he's not as bad as Daniel Jones. So if you get any sort of blocking, really on Parsons, if you get any sort of blocking on Parsons and give Lock any time in the pocket, I think he's going to be able to get the ball to Neighbors more effectively than DeVito or Jones. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm leaning Giants on the money line. We'll see. Do I trade crypto? I'm not like massively into trading crypto, but I hold some. But I don't like day trade or do anything crazy. Most of that stuff is just you know it's gambling, but without research. I'm not saying you can't research stock trading and even crypto trading to some extent, but it's more of a gamble than a lot of sports betting is. And I feel more comfortable putting my money on stuff that I can research. Um, and I can really, historically, I have a historically significant amount of profit on sports betting, consistent amount of profit on sports betting. Whereas with crypto, who knows? Hunt or JMO? All right, let's take a gander. Let's take a gander. Not who I wanted. I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna lean Williams, but let me just. All right, Williams projections right now are really light. Interesting. Kareem Hunt's projections are significantly higher. Significantly higher. Yeah. If you're doing so if you see my Twitter stream, you see my YouTube stream, I'm looking at the RudeBet Sim tool, which does a lot of projections for player props and things like that. Um, yeah, Hunt's projections are like 5x Williams. And this has been pretty reliable. This has been pretty reliable, so I would trust the tool in this spot. Um, I would trust the tool in this spot, and I would go with Hunt. It just makes sense. Even if Pacheco's back, they've used Hunt pretty effectively, and they've gotten him involved in a lot more stuff. All right, what else are people looking at? So all right, a couple things we got to talk about. Number one, these are these are my stats from the last week, by the way. If you've been tailing the plays, this is what we did: 27 units in a week. 27 units in a week. Who's doing that? 27 units in a week. Who's doing that? Yesterday, I gave you UB Bulls as a free play to cover 23.5, and they absolutely ruined Ball State. Destroyed them. Easy smack. They covered in the first half. It's a 3-score spread, and they covered in the first half. On a streak, baby. But I'll tell you this right now. If you guys want to start riding with me, we're doing a Black Friday discount. So anyone who wants to get my plays, get on SoBet. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I got 15 of these. Right now. Shoot me a DM on Instagram right now. It's Pick 'em Petey on Instagram. If you shoot me a DM, I'll slide you the discount link right now. And you'll get on for 50% off. It's less than $8. Less than $8 a month if you hop on right now, because I'll send you the Black Friday discount code. So if you want to get that, shoot me a DM right now. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at Pick'emPD, and I'll slide that to you right now. We're gonna get into some more of the plays I'm gonna drop. We already talked about Indiana. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more. I still like them live. Talk about what we have going on tomorrow. Get into a little more depth on that. But if you want the full card, I drop tonight. I drop a full prop card as well. Have I been on Trent's stream before? Yeah. Just once, I think. But yeah, I've done it, and we hit. I gave him a play. This was MLB season. I gave him a play. It was the over. On I don't know, D-backs pitcher outs, and it smacked. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's right. I'm sending some of these through. I know I'm getting you these links right now from Lions is not a nuke tomorrow. Lions is not a nuke tomorrow, and I'll talk about that in a second. But all right, I sent a couple of these through. I still got about 12 more. If you shoot me a DM on Instagram, I'll send you the discount link right now. Get on there for less than $8 a month to start riding with the SoBet plays. This is what we did last week. 27 units. Let me do a little bit of math for you. Right now. 27 units in a week. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do 27 units every single week. If we did 27 units every single week, I'd be the richest man alive. Bezos would be begging me to borrow a coin. 27 units in a week, though, even if you're doing a dollar unit, you just covered 3 weeks of the SoBet, or 3 months of the SoBet. So, like I said, if you DM me on Instagram, Pick 'em Petey, I'll slide you that discount link, and we ride. That's it. Lions team total, Oxman, that's not bad. It's not bad. It's not just a great spot for them. I don't know. I kind of mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, it's a decent spot for not taking them just on the money line or on the spread, because it's going to be the most public thing ever. On the other hand, it is a good Bears defense. It's a good Bears defense. It's a bad Bears offense. The Detroit defense has been rolling lately, so you could end up in a lower scoring game where they're just chilling, they're grounding and pounding. The Bears are bending but not breaking. They're kicking field goals, and they win the game with ease without scoring a ton of points. Start Goff or Lamar. Because Lamar got a tough matchup. I mean, Goff has a tough matchup. The Bears defense is good. I just don't think that Vegas can allow. I got to look at these numbers right now. I don't think that Vegas can allow the Lions to cover this game. They can't afford it. They simply cannot afford it. That's the whole thing. Crazy. Power Heroes moneyline outlines -3.5. Parlay -104. Remus, that's not crazy. That's not crazy. Yeah, I don't hate where your head's at. Lions, Giants, moneyline, Miami moneyline. Are you talking about as 3-leg parlay? I don't think that Miami wins. I think people are. Well, I'm not putting out a pick for that yet. I got to think about it more. I think Miami could definitely cover. I think the over could hit. The both teams are kind of inconsistent. The Packers are a week to week team. Both teams have dealt with quarterback injuries, and we haven't gotten a good, consistent look at how they perform with their main guy behind center. So there are a lot of question marks around both teams. It's a little more difficult to get an accurate read on both teams. So that's interesting. But Indiana heating up, heating up. I told you, get them live. Um, Yeah, I just don't think that there's a ton of information available on both quarterbacks, so that makes it a little bit more of a tricky spot. That's really the whole thing. Let's see Goff's projections though for tomorrow. If we want to get into some of these props, let's look at Goff's projections. Listen, I have right now, if you're on the Twitter stream, the YouTube stream, I'm looking at NFL Sim Tool right now, looking at individual player projections. So if you want to get on there, ask me about an individual player. We'll go through some of these. Don't ask me fantasy matchups yet. Just if you have an individual player you want to look at, we can get into it. Um, Jamcast asking about the Texans. Let's take a look at that real quick as well. So we could talk about individual matchups. We could talk about individual players. Let me know and we'll get into it. If you're on the Twitter stream or the YouTube stream, I've got the screen up, and we'll dive into some of these. Jameson Williams, his projections are really low. We actually just looked at that, Brett. His projections are really low. I see him getting less than or fewer than 20 rush yards. I don't know that that's really how bad it's going to be. That's a pretty strong projection, but this tool has been pretty reliable. I don't think, but if you're asking my recommendation, it's unders for him. It sits for him. It's at least don't ride the over. C.J. Stroud. All right, let's talk about C.J. Stroud. All right, we got him projected 24 for 35, 308 pass yards, 1.75 pass TD, zero point 0.3 interceptions, 3.5 rushes for 18 yards. These are all the projections. So basically, we're saying he's throwing around 300 yards for 2 TDs. That if we wanted to round off, that's what we're looking at. Drew Lock is officially starting. Yeah. I mean, listen, that makes me like the Cowboys. That makes me like the Cowboys now. Let's see if the line moved. You're still able to get the Giants at plus 164. I'm going to lock that in right now. I just got the Giants money line on Profit X at plus 164. Who's going to be the QB for the Giants? It's going to be Drew Lock. Iowa versus Nebraska game. Wondering what your view on it is. You have a play. I would rather hear your play. I'd rather hear your play right now before getting into it more. My lean. This is not a deeply researched. This is a top of the head. Haven't really gotten into it. Lean is the under. But Nebraska's offense is better than it has been in the past, and defense worse. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Also, I'm going to say this one more time. If you want all my plays every single day, they're up on SoBet. I'm doing a Black Friday discount. I still got about 10 more of these. Still got about 10 more of these. So if you shoot me a DM on Instagram, it's Pick and Petey on Instagram. If you shoot me a DM on Instagram, I will be able to shoot you the discount link and get you on there for less than $8. You want to look at JSN? 15 degrees at kickoff. Boots on ground. He's riding the under. Love it. All right, we're locked in on the under. We're locked in on the under. All right. All right. Looking at JSN right now. We've got him for 7 targets, 5 catches, 55 yards, 0.13 TDs. So if you're looking at like a fantasy projection, basically he's projected for 10.5 here. What are you rooting for, Kool-Aid? I don't know if the Drew Lock projection is going to be updated. Let's see. Yeah, it's not updated for him to get a start at this point. That's gonna have to. What about Calvin Ridley? Let's talk about Calvin Ridley. All right, Ridley's projection: 6 targets, 3 catches, 50.4 yards, 0.46 TDs. So loosely, you're looking at about an 11-point projection for him. Obviously, with touchdowns, you don't get fractional touchdowns. So they're saying it's about a 50-50 chance he gets a touchdown, which I think is pretty accurate based on, legacy stats. Uh, I think the Commanders' defense is kind of weak here, but I'm not a huge fan of Will Levis. All right. Guys, we're going to wrap up pretty soon here. We're going to wrap up pretty soon, but I'm going to say this one more time. If you shoot me a DM on Instagram, I will give you the discount link to get all my plays on SoBet every single day. This screenshot you're looking at here, these are my stats over the last week. We've won 5 out of the last 6 days. We've been crushing NBA props. We dominated NFL Sunday. We crushed the Tuesday Maction yesterday. Now we're locking in on college basketball. Listen, we've been doing better than just about anyone in the space over the last few weeks. I've been telling you this is our season. I've been telling you, and we're just getting better and better. The deeper I get into this space, the more research I get, the more other experts that I'm working with, the more tools I get to use, the more understanding I have of Vegas. Like, I'm learning as I go. We've been doing this for 2.5 years publicly. I've been doing it, in general for about 6 years now, and we're continuing to get better. You see, last year we did about a 6% ROI. Appreciate it, Kool-Aid. Let's have a big one. You too, Nate Dog. I've been dialed in more and more and more and more as we get into this. I've been learning things myself, so we're trying to go even better than that 6% ROI last year, the 180 units we did last year. Just always trying to get better, always trying to find ways to improve, and a huge part of that is just managing the bankroll, having the diligence and the patience and the discipline to stay locked in the inevitable downswings. We've had a bad week. We've had a bad month. That's automatically always going to happen, but we stay on top of things. We stick with the system. We understand. I like the Cowboys for taking the Giants. No, I liked the Cowboys last week. I thought that was a good spot for them. We hit them at plus 575, but I like the Giants in this spot this week. Drew Lock is starting. That's an improvement. The Cowboys are overvalued right now coming off that win where everything had to go right. Cooper Rush is still terrible. The Giants will be able to lock up Cooper Rush. The Giants, the Cowboys' pass defense is still really weak. Drew Lock is going to be more effective than not just Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, I think he'll be better than Daniel Jones. I think this is a really good spot for Drew Lock to be starting in. I think he's going to be able to find neighbors. I think this is actually a sneaky high value spot for the Giants. And then the Cowboys, it's a bit of a circus. And I think the fact that it's a holiday, the fact that it's a short week is going to impact them more than it'll impact the Giants. The other thing you're not paying attention to, Cooper Rush is on 3 days rest. Drew Lock is not on 3 days rest. Drew Lock is on a year's rest. You're going to go Cook CMC. Parlay. Thank you, bro. Anyway, that's the deal. So I do like Cowboys. Or sorry, not Cowboys. I like Giants. Misspoke. I like Giants in this spot. I like Giants plus the points. I like Giants on the money line. If you want Giants, get Giants. And if you want the full card, props, main plays, they go up every single day. Tomorrow we'll have the full Thanksgiving card. It's on SoBet. I've got a Black Friday discount, early Black Friday discount right now. If you shoot me a DM on Instagram or you shoot me a DM on here, I'll get you as soon as we wrap up this stream. But if you shoot me a DM on Instagram, I'll slide you the link right now. You'll get on there for less than $8 a month. That's less than 25 cents a day. What are you doing? All right. So we're gonna wrap up here. Shoot me a DM if you want any of that. Yes. Yes, FDT it is. Shoot me a DM if you want any of that. Cheers, gang. Love all you, except for the ones I hate. Follow this stream. This is where I stream every single day. So follow the stream, get involved. Cheers, gang. Love all you. Cheers.